Continuing now with our coverage of the Tarpon Springs police officer shot and killed this morning. The suspect tonight, just days before Christmas, sits behind bars. Our crews tracking every detail of this story since early this morning, beginning with our Adam Weiner, who was first on the scene where that suspect was caught.
I just can't believe this. Why would someone shoot our police officers? Why? When they are protecting us.
The Pinellas County Sheriff's Office thinks they know.
His reason for shooting the officer was he, quote, felt like a caged rat.
Sheriff Bob Gualtieri says their suspect has already admitted to the shooting of Tarpon Springs police officers Charles Kondek.
He took his gun out, which was a .40 caliber handgun that had 7 rounds in it, and he fired him at the officer, striking the officer once in the upper body.
It began at 2 this morning as Officer Kondek was called out to Grand Blvd near the Spring Bayou for a noise complaint. Witnesses tell police that moments later, shots were fired.
And then he puts the car in reverse, and he backs up out of the driveway, and he runs over the cop.
Kondek was rushed to a local hospital where he died. Police say the shooter, Marco Parilla, fled.
As he turned north on Athens, he struck a power pole up there, just about knocked the power pole over, show you how fast he was going and the impact, how significant the impact was of the collision. He careens off the power pole and into a parked truck.
I'm glad they caught him because he needs to pay for what he's done to a father who has children and for his wife. I mean, this is wrong.
And that was our Adam Weiner reporting. Now, continuing our coverage tonight, we are learning more about Officer Charles Kondek and his contribution to this community. His loss is being felt by so many tonight.
And those who didn't even know him wanted to pay their respects. Our Jason Beisel continues with our team coverage.
I'm stunned. I'm horrified. This kind of thing just doesn't happen here.
A community still in shock.
I can't believe what's happening in the country today.
Coming to grips with losing one of their heroes.
My first thought was there's another fallen hero.
Tricia Crayer, one of the hundreds coming by the Tarpon Springs Police Department, paying respect to fallen Officer Charles Kondek, bringing gifts and flowers, placing them on this police cruiser that now sits silent. A black cloth draped over top, a symbol showing the loss of one of their own.
Our policemen are our heroes.
They're just people, just like us, but they protect us.
Officer Kondek, just 45 years old, his fellow officers nicknaming him Charlie K. He was a 17-year veteran for the Tarpon Springs PD. Before coming to Florida, he served with the NYPD for 5 years.
He was a straight officer, good officer, about a book officer.
Most of Officer Kondek's time was spent working the midnight shift, doing routine patrols as one of the department's senior officers. Officers saying he wore the badge with pride, giving his all to the department and the community.
We have to protect people who protect us.
Fellow officers and a community will continue to grieve. But most heartbreaking, a wife now left a widow and 5 kids now without a father.
I'm just so sorry. My heart aches for him.
The memorial out here continues to grow by the hour. The department will keep this police cruiser out here until Officer Kondek is laid to rest. In Tarpon Springs, Jason Beisel, ABC Action News.
It is with a heavy heart that I have to do this. Charles Kondek, who we all refer to as Charlie K., was a man who committed his life to this profession and to his community. For over 17 years, he made sacrifices to serve and protect the citizens of Tarpon Springs.
And you just heard from Tarpon Springs Police Chief Robert Cochin, clearly emotional. The chief said this was something he hoped he would never have to do. Talk about one of his officers killed in the line of duty, calling Kondek a true hero. We turn now our team coverage to the suspect in the deadly shooting of Officer Kondek. Authorities telling us just a short time ago they believe the gunman is Marco Antonio Parilla Jr. Our Cameron Polam joins us live from the Tarpon Springs Police Department. And Cameron, the suspect actually spoke tonight.
Yeah, that's right. What we know about this suspect, Marco Parilla Jr., is that he's been in and out of jail since he was 18. We're talking about a guy with 30 felonies and 15 misdemeanors on his record. Many wondering how a guy like that could even get back on the streets. But he did offer this to us when we asked him why he did it.
I apologize to the family. That was not my intention.
You apologize?
Yes.
We are told Parilla got out of state prison this past March. He served a 3-year sentence for a number of crimes, including selling cocaine and marijuana, trafficking in stolen property, and leaving the scene of a crash involving an injury. Parilla, who used to live in Tampa and Gibsonton, was arrested in Hillsborough County 5 times from 2009 to 2011 before ending up in prison. We're told the suspect was in violation of his probation at the time and shot at the officer for fear of going back to jail. He was, quote, he actually told deputies he, quote, shot the officer for what he says he felt like a caged rat, in saying that he felt caught at that time and was going back to jail. He is now facing first-degree murder charges. In Tarpon Springs, I'm Cameron Poland, ABC Action News.